Hello everyone, my name is Sten, and I'm joined by Wolfman.
Greetings, everyone.
And this is the semi-final, one of the two semi-finals races of the 2020 No Star World Tournament. Sorry, No Cape No Star World Tournament. I know what I'm doing here.
As much as we would all like to fly, unfortunately, our two runners, Dotsarecool and Louie, are required to stay grounded as we navigate our way through Dinosaur Island. Right now, our runners are just taking care of final preparations before they actually start things off. And okay, yes, I know there's technically one or two possible exceptions when it comes to flight, but they cannot fly with capes, chat.
What I'm confused by is the fact that Dotsarecool had a file with 32 exits on his that he just deleted. Which, this category has 31 exits, so if he's done a race of this category and ended up with 32, something has gone horribly wrong.
Maybe practicing for a backup exit? I know I've seen some runners in this tournament sometimes actually taking, or missing one exit and having to take another. Like, for instance, you missed Donut Plains 1 secret. Do you actually need to go through Donut Plains 1 again for the secret, or do you just tough it out and go through Donut Plains 2?
I think most people would just figure out a way of getting up to that secret. Usually that... Unless Yoshi is gone entirely, you can usually figure some sort of a backup out.
That is fair, and chat is correct. Using Blue Yoshi for flying is fine. It's just Mario who cannot have his own cape or sort of flying accessory.
You can use, I think we don't actually use Blue Yoshi in this run, but we do use a blue shell in a green Yoshi's mouth, which has the same effect.
And of course, we may possibly see another. We may actually see Blue Yoshi in a Forest of Illusion one, depending on, how lucky our runners may feel with getting the wings strategy.
Ooh, that's true. That's a bold strat to go for, especially no cape. Like, with cape, it's not too bad. Without cape, it is risky and doesn't save as much time. But I know. Going back to the No Cape No Star World race at AGDQ 2018, we did see Calco go for those wings, and I reckon if anyone here is going to go for it, or if anyone still in the tournament is going to go for it, it could be one of these runners.
We are in the semifinals. Decisions have to be made. Do you want to stick with your normal game, or are you going to go for all of that extra time?
Okay, so, yep, both runners have readied up, so it looks like we will be getting underway in just a minute.
So with that in mind, what stage are you looking forward to the most on this one, Sten?
Oh, definitely Butter Bridge 1. I love a stage where you can't save time for like 2 minutes.
I'll go Donut Plains 3.
Yeah,
High
I was actually,
execution.
as a serious answer, I was thinking of that as well. It is, it's a fun stage, it's tough, and it can definitely make a big difference in a race like this.
So chat, what are your favorite stages in this category? We'll hopefully get some answers in as our runners start their journey.
And it looks like we are underway as well.
We have not found a cutscene skip for this game yet, so we do have to sit through the roughly 15 seconds to make our way to Yoshi Island 2.
So, for anyone that's seen a Super Mario World speedrun before, like pretty much any category, this is just going to be business as usual. We'll see both runners running through World 1, just basic platforming. There are no capes in World 1, so this is, yeah, as I said, the same as pretty much any other run. So I might use this time to talk about the runners a bit. On your left, we have Dotsarecool. He currently has a PB of 35:15, which he got 16 days ago. And on the right, we've got Louis, who, oh, he's third place in the category as of 2 days ago with a 34:32. So about 45 seconds, or 47 seconds separating them, but that can end up not meaning much in a race. Dotsarecool coming through the bracket, I believe in his last race beat Calco, who is first place in the category.
Indeed, anything can happen here as our runners are currently P-speeding and jumping their way through Yoshi Island 3. And Louis, with the nice 259, can Dotsarecool match? Yes.
Yeah, I think at this point in the tournament, we're not going to be seeing a 258 in YO3.
And so, will we see a minor dive? Welcome to the surface water stage.
Yeah, Louis attempted the shell jump, unfortunately missed it. Dots, also missing it. Both decent looking attempts. That shell jump can save about 0.2, 0.3 seconds, so it's definitely not a big deal to miss it.
But now that we've had our dip in the water, we want to make sure to not take a dip into the lava. Welcome to the first castle.
Yeah, I've seen a few decent runners have deaths in this stage. In my last race against Silver Star, he managed to die in the first room of Iggy's castle, which is pretty uncommon, but it can happen to the best of us.
Fortunately, once we get to this crusher room, we can take things a little bit easy. We know where the crushers are going to spawn, and we have plenty of safe... Louis, I was about to say we had plenty of safe spots. Dotsarecool.
Oh yeah, so those things, they can only actually hurt you if you're on the ground. So you can, if they're close enough to the left edge of the screen, you can just jump into them and just get stuck inside for a while with no ill consequence. Pop-Tarts are just like that.
We can obviously tell who is more of the newbie on this commentary team. I fully admit it. But at the very least, our runners get a chance to rest.
So, despite what the timers may say, I believe the runners are pretty much synced. I think Dots may have started the game a tad after the timer started.
That's...
Not quite sure what happened there. That's what it looked like, at least, when the runs were starting.
You may be right, but we have to go with official SRL time regardless of when our runners actually start. Speaking of starting, Donut Plains 1, the first level where we start to see, and hopefully not pick up, a cape.
Yeah, well, so far, neither runner picking up picking up the cape at the beginning of the level out of habit. And that's really the biggest risk. If you just absent-mindedly autopilot through the stage, you can just go and grab the cape. Ooh, Dots actually not getting up to the secret exit. Just being a bit too low. Has to remount Yoshi and jump back up there. You actually see him using the that purple triangle, pink triangle, in the corner as a springboard. That's an interesting property of those. When you're on Yoshi, you can basically use them as a spring.
I remember having fun with that on some game mods of this. But now, let's actually have a proper swim. Donut's Secret 1.
Yeah, so both runners look like they're getting through fine. Dot's obviously a little bit behind after messing up the Donut Plains 1 secret exit. But still looks like a pretty good stage from both of them.
Indeed. It was asked in chat what happens if you accidentally grab a cape. Well, to borrow some terms from Super Mario Odyssey, you have to basically spend 100 coins.
Except that doesn't work here, because Super Mario World has lives. But yeah, you have to take an intentional death. basically as quickly as possible. If you finish the level without dying, after grabbing a cape, even if you've taken damage to lose it, you have to replay that level.
I was not aware of that technical information, but good to know, as our runners are already through the first ghost house.
Yeah, so Louis now moving into Donut Plains 3, and Dot's not too far behind him. This can be quite a tough stage to do no cape, but Louis looks like he's getting through with no issues.
Right,
Yeah,
decent.
and he's through the hardest part of the stage now.
Yeah, but we still have to maintain it through the rest, and...
Yep, and a nice jump there from Dot as well.
there we go. Yeah, Dots has this on lockdown.
Yeah, very nice DP3 coming out from both of them. That's what you want to see.
So after that bit of athletic action, we get to take things a little bit easy in Donut Plains 4, where we...
Ooh.
Okay, that was a nice bounce.
Yeah, I've not seen that strat in a while. That's real nice. Saves a little bit of time over running up this wall. And
Now
Louis
Louis
choosing to grab a backup fire flower here as well, just to gives him a bit of safety throughout the rest of well, up until Ludwig's castle.
That was a little bit of a scary Yoshi vault, but fortunately Yoshi lands safe. And same for Dots.
Yeah, throwing that Yoshi moves, he falls a bit slower when you're not on him. So jumping off him just can give him the distance to get over the gap, and then you can use the extra height from Mario to also get over the gap. You don't strictly need to do that dismount, but it's definitely a lot safer than trying to do it without.
And now... I may be mixing up my Mario game world order here, but is this Morton Koopa's castle?
This is indeed Morton's castle.
I forgot how long this one could take with all the back and forth movement here.
Yeah, it's a cycle-based one, but you can definitely save a bit of time climbing. If you climb up quickly enough, you can take that spring and save save one cycle.
Apparently Morton had changed hair color since I last remembered, but regardless, we're through.
Yeah, both nice castles coming out from Dots and Louis. So far, things have been pretty similar. Louis saving just a few, like, tiny bits of time here and there, but it is going to add up. Plus, there was Donut Plains 1 where Dots lost most of, well, I guess Louis got most of his lead.
And now, we're gonna have a little bit of dessert early. It's the Vanilla Dome. Louis going...
Oh, there is a blue shell here. Yeah, there's two blue shells in one, and Louis is going to use this one to fly up to the secret exit. And Dot will do the same. So as mentioned earlier, this is not strictly a no-flight category, it is just no cape, so you are allowed to fly via other means.
Here's a level where I wish we could fly, but I don't recall any blue shells in Vanilla Secret 1.
Yeah, so the best way to go about VS1 is just to ditch Yoshi, get through the stage faster, and pick up a new Yoshi in the next one. Technically speaking, if you have beaten Special World, there will be blue shells here. But, of course, beating Special World is far, far slower. And, actually, you can't do it in the No Star World category.
So now we head to Koopa Road. Go ahead.
So, someone asked in the chat, why is Japanese preferred for this game? Basically, the difference in most category, or the main difference in this category is each save box is slightly smaller, because Japanese text is, in effect, more dense than English. So the save box doesn't have to expand and contract as far every time it appears. Save is about a quarter of a second per save box, and over the course of this run, it, I think, adds up to like 2 seconds. And yes, you can eat the dolphins on the Japanese version. Doesn't save time, but
I was not
Ooh.
going to bring that difference up.
Louis actually having a bit of trouble with Donut Secret 3.
And so we had one little dip in the water.
I had 2 actually. Oh, I think he had 2. So hopefully Dots can gain a bit of ground back. Actually, also having a bit of a dip in the water, but that shouldn't have too much ill consequence. Oh, actually, Dots, that's gonna lose a lot of time falling in the water there. So neither runner having a particularly good VS3. Did I say DS3 again?
Apparently, Super Mario World is available on the new D3S system. Now I'm the one mixing it up. Let's just head to the underwater castle.
Yeah, so this is Vanilla Fortress. Not too much to say. It's just a swimming level. You can't do anything to speed it up, really. Not without Cape. And we'll be seeing Louis head into Reznor in not too long.
A general question for you, Sten. I know there's a second path you can take right here on Dots' screen, but you have to be small for it. If you enter this fortress small, is it faster to take that green pipe?
No, not at all. That pipe is actually, it takes you further, so it puts you in the same room that Louis is in now, but further back, like further left. So you have to be small, you have to walk along the ground to get to it, which is, walking while in water is super slow, even slower than swimming, and then you just end up having to swim further in this room. So it's just very, very not worth it.
Good to know. Louis had taken out Reznor easily. Dotsarecool. Similar strategy.
Yeah, I think Louis' Reznor kill was a slight bit faster, but still definitely not bad coming out from Dots there.
Okay, as a primarily randomizer commentator, this feels awkward to say, but we are now in an auto-scroller.
You know, that's one of the best things about Super Mario World Randomizer is it can remove auto-scrollers from levels, so sometimes you just get Brother Bridge 1 and you can just run straight through it.
Still haven't tried that rando yet.
Unfortunately, that's not the case here, so we just have to watch Dots and Louis play this whole 2-minute auto-scroller at the same time.
Well, perhaps, while we try to gain our bearings, perhaps the rest of you in chat could please follow our two runners, Dotsarecool and Louis, and don't forget to follow the much better commentary partner out of this duo, Sten.
And chuckle with me and follow while you're there.
Hold on 1 second, I gotta quickly take care of something. Can you handle commentary for a minute?
I certainly can. So, they're still in Brother Bridge 1. And, yep, still in Brother Bridge 1. Unfortunately, just not anything interesting happening here. Although Louis actually has made it out of the auto-scroller, with still quite a decent lead over Dots, but you never know what's going to happen over the rest of the race. We've still got clips coming up, we've still got, well, all of Forest. There's definitely potential for this to turn around. And Louis is making his way through Brother Bridge 2.
Alright,
With Yoshi,
I'm back.
this level's fairly straightforward. Just have to grab a blue shell like that and fly through.
So no need to worry about the Super Koopas then, huh? Okay, I still see some in the sky.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, they're in the sky, but thankfully you can just fly high enough and they'll never get in your way.
Now we head to Ludwig's castle, which really feels strange because this isn't World 7.
Yeah, I'm afraid this isn't SMB3. Things are a little different around here.
Still, nice spin jumps under the Poodaboo.
Yeah, seeing slightly different strats. Getting through room 1 from the runners, but still both fairly effective. And very nice climb coming out there from Louis. Moving vertically in this game is definitely not always easy to do. So getting through that room effectively can be a bit tricky. And yeah,
Now,
looking a little bit slower from Dots, but still pretty decent.
yeah, the important thing is to not lose that fire flower. We do not want to deal with any jump cycles. And
Ooh. Just jumping into Ludwig's face, but it still bounces off him. Gets the kill. Can be very spooky if Ludwig chooses to spawn a fireball while you're doing that, but Dots does have that backup flower, so it wouldn't have been too bad.
And with the hill having a bandage on it, it's time to enter the Forest of Illusion. This is where this particular stage that Louis in right now. This is where the wing strategy could possibly come into play.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably too much of a risk. I don't think we'll see either of them going for it.
So you're
But
just
I
suspecting...
definitely can't say that for sure.
Yeah, you're just suspecting a normal gold tape clear then?
Yeah. And yeah, that's what we're seeing from Louis. I reckon we'll see it from Dots. No cape wings are just very difficult. And quite risky.
Now, how many of you liked the water level from earlier? Because we're about to enter another one.
This one's a bit more interesting though. First of all, you're entering with Yoshi. And using him to clip out of bounds. Or at least hopefully using him to clip out of bounds. And Louis, ooh, gets kicked out of the clip. Now that's not his fault. You've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting kicked out of that clip based on the frame you dismount. Ooh, getting bad luck again. I don't think Louis' subpixel's good. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. He got through.
I'm not used to seeing this Yoshi clip from the left side, but it works. But
yeah, left side is it's good as a backup. If you miss it the first time, you can go on the left side, saves waiting for the urchin a bit. And thankfully, it's the same setup as the Yoshi clip in Vanilla Dome 2. So, yeah, any runners of 96 exit will be familiar with that clip and the setup for it. But Dot's actually saving a bit of time back with that clip. He's catching up.
Yep. However, Dots did end up surfacing inbounds with the key. Fortunately, no major loss there. As we enter Forest of Illusion 3.
Yeah, going back in bounds there is basically just choice. I think technically you can save a few frames of lag if you keep the key below the level, but it's definitely not significant. It's basically just down to runner preference. Dots attempted a wall jump there off the pipe, unfortunately missed it. Louis chose not to go for it and saved a bit of time.
Bubble Alley. Whoa, okay, those Goombas out of the bubbles kind of startled me a little bit, but fortunately Louis was able to make it.
And Dots getting a nice Goomba bounce there. And yep, this is a pretty close race at this point.
Yeah, Chad is thinking our runners are about 6 to 7 seconds apart.
I'm thinking our runners are less than a sandbar clip apart, so if they can keep this like a similar gap between them, this could be quite interesting.
Of course, we have to get through this mini pseudo-auto-scroller first.
Yeah, thankfully both runners have double fire flowers, so if they play this right, they should be able to keep that extra fire flower through to Roy.
Jumping just in time, Louis good on that part. Just has to finish the rest of this. Ooh, getting some lag there, but is damage-free.
Yep, and Dots should be able to get through unscathed as well. And yep, we'll be seeing fire kill on Roy from both of them.
I really feel like most of these Koopa kids have like dyed their hairs or shells or something. I don't know what the official colors are supposed to be for them anymore.
Well, the official colors, basically, Nintendo got it wrong in Super Mario World. Don't ask me why. They messed up. They gave Iggy the wrong hair as well. Or was it? They gave either Iggy or Larry the wrong hair. They made some mistakes with this game.
Maybe that's why I'm being thrown off. I need some comfort food. How about going to Chocolate Island for that?
Yep, so Louis entering CI1. No need to grab an extra power up in this stage because, well, he's still got fire. And the same can be said for Dot. There should just be some basic platforming through the stage until they get to the second cannon pipe. At which point they will jump in and then hop to the end of the level.
Louis is through the land of Dino Rhino Fino Binos, or however you say them. Shoutouts to Raukau.
Dot's demonstrating you can't take a P-switch through a cannon pipe.
Now, this ghost house. You see the floors? You see how they move? I don't like that.
Ah, what's wrong with a hole in the floor that just moves around a bit? Every good house has that.
Mine doesn't. It also makes entering this spooky door that Lou's approaching kinda scary. Okay, we're through.
Yeah, thankfully that door is actually it's significantly less spooky with without cape because you're just running up to the door. It's the same as entering a normal door. If you're flying over and trying to land and then enter the door properly, that's when things get tricky. Actually, here we see a bit of a strat difference between Dots and Louis. Dots chose to damage boost and bounce off the booring, where Louis went for the damageless strat. So it's going to be a bit harder for him to get through Room 3 of Chocolate Island 2, but he will be able to go for a harder strat, or a faster strat in Chocolate Secret, without risking death.
Ah, yes, Chocolate Island 2. The level of mini-levels, but if you want the secret exit, it's just go fast. And if you see this room with the charging chucks that are not charging, but are chucking baseballs, then there you go, you're through.
These are pitching chucks, as they are pitching. And yep, both runners, no issues there. Getting through CI3. And yeah, here we'll see Louis save a bit of time because he is able to go for a fast strat without... Yep, he gets hit by the football, but, you know, if Dots were to go for that as Small Mario, he'd just be dead.
I thought CI3 was the level that loops back on itself. I may be misremembering.
That's correct, but this is Chocolate Secret. We don't see CI3 in this run. I didn't say CI3, did I?
I thought you did.
I may have. I'm bad at level names.
Just do what I do. If you see familiar levels, just give them like a new Super Mario World naming twist. I wouldn't know what to call this one though in the new naming scheme because it's horizontal, then a vertical slide, then hopping over sandbars on lava, and then here you are at the end. What do you call this level?
I don't know. Shifting Sandland. Actually, there's a few levels that could be Shifting Sandland in here.
Chat saying, just call it
Carrick's onto me.
chaos. Anyway, we are now in Wendy-O Koopa's castle, or if we're going to refer to the cartoon show, yes, there was a cartoon for this, based off of this game, Cutie Pie.
Ah, yes, the cartoon had some... I think the cartoon was made before they localized the names of the Koopalings.
Some of the names work, some don't. But yeah,
Louis...
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Louis with a very nice room too of the castle there. We see both runners grabbing the midway to get big as well. That's definitely the safe strat in a race. Strictly speaking, it is faster to go through the stay small and then just swim through the boo rings in the ghost ship, but it's just riskier. So much safer to just go big, despawn the boo ring, take the damage boost.
With that, Wendy-O Koopa is being wiped away. So, fun fact, the only Koopaling we skip in this run, basically, Wendy is the second variation of the pattern, but ironically, Wendy, I feel, is slightly easier because all the pipes are level.
Yeah, Wendy has two Potoboos, but everything's symmetrical and you've got the flat pipes. Lemmy is, yeah, Lemmy's definitely more annoying. Although there is another Koopaling we skip, which is Larry. We don't go to Castle 7.
Yes. So, before we can actually enter the Valley of Bowser, we have to, well, unlock it. And allegedly, the secret to unlocking the Valley of Bowser is somewhere in this haunted ghost ship, which, funny enough, used to be an airship.
Yep, supposedly this is one of the airships from SMB3. Although, it has an orb, and Boom Booms... I think only Boom Booms have orbs. The Koopalings did not. They had one.
Well, who said that there had to be just 7? I mean, you remember the old cartoon.
Oh, Louis actually didn't despawn the boo ring, chose to swim through the first one, and then damage boost the second. I'm not sure if that was intentional, I didn't really watch how he was swimming. Dots, on the other hand, did despawn the first boo ring and just damage boost through the second. Which is the more common strat.
And, that's our key that we need. Orb?
Orb.
We have 2 different styles of orbs here. However your style of orb, it's necessary. No Wildfire, this is an Untitled Goose Game, though we do have a tournament for that going on SpeedGaming. I do not know when the next match of that is, though. For now, let's focus back with the Monty Moles.
These are actually Mega Moles, and they're cool because they have sunglasses. They are not cool because their hitboxes are questionable. But
right,
that's actually it's not too bad in this category. They're definitely more annoying with Yoshi. Well, arguably. Oh, Dot's actually choosing to scroll the screen later in the stage. Can save a little bit of time if you scroll earlier. It lets you run under that mole on the stairs. But definitely not too big a deal. Although Louis, I think he's scraping a few fractions of a second here and there. Just gaining some time on Dots.
But if there's any stage where time could be gained or lost quickly, it's this one. Welcome to Valley of Bowser 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're in the sandbar's length at the moment, although Louis, with this slower room 1, Dots can claw back some of that time. Be interested in seeing if we see sandbar clips from both of them. I think Louis could probably safely not go for it, but if Louis skips it and Dots gets it, and Louis has not got the sandbar. If Dots gets the sandbar, this is going to be fairly close. I reckon Louis will still be in the lead. And Dots is setting up for it. Come on. And he gets through the sandbar. And saves the cycle. And yep, they're within seconds now. This is now a very close race.
Anything can happen here, folks. Sit tight.
Yeah, we're a couple of seconds apart now, and that's not taking into account the fact that I think Dot started his game later than Louis did. Even after his timer was running.
So, I'm gonna pay attention to the key time since both runners had to jump off the sandbar at the end here. Let's see. 31:45 and 31:47.5.
So we're like 2.5 seconds apart now.
And fun fact, that's about the range between when our runners had their starts. So it could very well
I wonder if is this race technically tied? I don't even know. Yeah, we are very close at this point.
Well, we were, but Louis had a better cycle with the pillars.
Oh, did Dots miss the scroll at the start? I didn't catch that.
At least that's what it looked like on my end.
Ooh, Louis taking a bit of damage on the Resonal. That'll give a bit of time back to Dots. But I think at this point we're down to the Bowser, and at this point it looks like it's gonna depend on Louis. He can take this home just with a decent Bowser fight, but any slip up, and that could be the win for Dots.
Alright, trying to pay attention to fade outs. Yeah, we're basically in that 2.5 to 3 second range. So Louis has the advantage on time right now.
So Louis ended the door at about 7.5, Dots at about 11, so 4 seconds, I think?
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right now about 4 seconds difference. We have
I'd be interested in... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'll be interested in seeing a proper retime of this run, depending on how close this fight is.
I do not know what the official rules are when it comes to what's considered a tie here, but...
Yeah, both very nice phase 1 coming out for both runners. That's pretty much perfect. Like, so far, these Bowser fights are looking really good.
Alright, how many bowling balls can we skip today?
Well, we're hoping the answer is 1, because if it's more than 1, then something has gone horribly wrong. And if it's less than 1, something has gone horribly wrong. Nice phase 2 from both. But at this point, yeah, Louis just needs a good phase 3 and he's got this in the bag. And Louis getting that first hit of phase 3. So does Dot. And Louis gets the second. And I think that's the win to Louis. Very nice hit from Dots as well. 2 beautiful Bowser fights.
Let me verify the official SRL times just to be sure, and... Alright, based off of the times, I do not believe any tiebreaker rules will come into play. Louis is in first, 35-13. Dotsarecool, 5 seconds slower.
And it's worth noting that is a PB for Dots, and he started the game late, so he's gonna have to retime that.
Ugh. Oh, man.
So, you know, like that, that kind of all comes down to Donut Plains 1. Like, had Dots not messed up that secret exit, this would have been, like, he would have had the win. And it was that close.
I'll see if they want to come in for an interview.
Yeah, I reckon Louis tends not to microphone, but I reckon Dots might jump in.
And okay, we did have some folks in chat watching through a retime just in case it had to come to it. Louis was still the winner. And yeah, Louis has chosen to decline an interview. We're just waiting to hear from Dotsarecool. And
we are
with
joined
that,
by Dots.
Hello.
GG Dots. It was very close at the end.
I couldn't have asked for anything better, really.
Well, I think there's one stage in particular you could have asked for something better on. I'm thinking Donut Plains 1, secret exit.
Okay. But, I mean, if I ask for any better, I might as well just ask for a world record.
Yeah, that's fair. But congrats on the PB. That's it may be your last race of the tournament, but that's well, it's a PB, so
I'm satisfied with that. Good enough. Wasn't expecting to beat Louis anyway.
yeah. Well,
At least I put up a good race and I didn't choke and destroy myself.
Yeah, definitely. That was super close down to the end, especially with that that sandbar clip brought it so close.
Yeah. I was hoping that extra few seconds I started late would have boosted me more, but oh well.
For the record, one of the folks in chat did go back through the VODs to double check times. I think even without the false start, as we're calling it on your end, you still would have lost by a second or two.
Yeah, I figured because he was still a good 3 or 4 seconds ahead of me on the restream.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, you two gave it one heck of a job. And I admit I don't fully recall how these matches works, but I believe this was a semifinal match.
Yeah,
I don't know if this. Go ahead.
So this is the semifinals. So with this, Dots is eliminated, and Louis will progress to the grand final to play the winner of Seathorn versus Lost Core, which I believe is. Oh, has that been scheduled? I think it may have been scheduled. I'm going to check whether
it is scheduled.
Tomorrow.
It is scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow.
I'm still not used to having to use daylight for this. But yeah, at the very least, Dots, while you were eliminated, you at least get to relax a bit.
I do, finally.
And actually, Dots does still have one more race in this tournament.
Oh yeah, if we're doing the bronze match.
Yeah, the bronze match to determine who gets third place. He will be playing the loser of Seathorn versus Lost Core.
Okay, no relaxing quite. Sorry.
I mean, you can relax if you want. And I think that's all for us today. So yeah, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. for Seathorn versus Lost Call.
Yep, as far as other events coming today. Oh, by the way, before I forget, please follow Louie and Dotsarecool. They've earned it. And don't forget to follow Sten.
And Wolfman.
So, coming up next, or coming up on all the different speed gaming networks here, we have a Link to the Past randomizer league match. It looks to be Iker versus Tyler Salt, representing 16-bit nerds versus the long shots. We have the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Challenge Cup match between Leslie Pro 04 and Jedab. We have the Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer tournament coming up, Mitch Flower Power versus the Classic 188, and a number of other matches to come. So please follow Speed Gaming on Twitch, and don't forget Speed Gaming 2 through 6 as well. There's plenty of action. With that in mind, any final thoughts, Sten?
No, just thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, definitely tune in tomorrow for the semifinals match.
Alright, for everyone here, this is Wolfman2000, also known as Danstad. Keep on grooving all, and watch out for Resnors. Take care.